talked about weight loss resolutions earlier in the show, but we know that many people also renew their efforts to find love or move on to a better job or even change careers, and social media can play a huge role in those efforts. Writer and social branding expert Kate Houston is here with simple tips to help you put your best self forward this year. Welcome.
Hello.
How you doing? So, rather than just talk about it, we wanted to see a profile. There was a young woman who you helped with her dating profile. Tell us what you did. They weren't huge changes, but they were important changes.
Yeah, well, her photos were, she had a lot of photographs up, and they were all in dark clothes. She was serious, and there was one photo where she was like kickboxing some major plank of wood. So, but not one photo she was smiling. So I said, you really need to put a smile on it, especially
You look like a ninja.
especially after that martial arts shot. So, you know, have one photo where you're smiling and you're approachable. That's really important. I also said a full figure shot is also important. With regard to the actual profile itself, she started off with a lot of adjectives. So instead, just use anecdotes. It's just much more, storytelling is much more interesting.
Right.
Well, one of her, I've forgotten now exactly, but one of the adjectives was sort of like, I'm shy, I'm retiring, but I'm not timid. So I said that would be a great place to add something about your martial art, like I kickbox, I can break wood with my toe, you know. I mean that's great.
So if you're a traveler, instead of saying you're a traveler, you can say I've run the Zambezi and been to Machu Picchu, or just be specific about the things that you enjoy doing and tell a story.
Absolutely,
that makes great sense to me.
Yeah.
When you had some other tips that I think are really great, both for professional or for dating profiles, or we all have one, even if we don't think we do, on Facebook or on Twitter or whatever it is that we do. Don't copy other people. Why is this so important?
Well, it almost sounds like a given, but in actual fact, you'll go on to a site, you'll see what other people are doing, and then you'll do something similar because you're trying to fit in, but you don't end up standing out. So my suggestion is that you take the one thing that nobody can copy, and that is add some of your own personality to it. So get personal, even on a professional profile.
When you say get personal, that is good advice, but you also say don't get too personal. I think we've all seen this where there's, TMI, you know it when you see it. How do you know how to be personal but not too personal?
Okay, well, I'm going to give you an example, for instance, on a professional profile, because I think people struggle with, well, how do I personalize that? So, for instance, I did the LinkedIn profile of a woman, and I said, I always want it to be a voice for people who can speak for themselves. Instead, I end up as an ear. I'm a psychologist specializing in childhood trauma. Being a listener is the greatest gift. So we've added some personality to her profile and to her professional profile, but she still sounds, elegant and corporate
and open,
yeah,
like somebody you'd want to know.
Exactly.
What are some examples of too much information that people will put out there?
I love these. Okay.
A book of these because they really are fun.
Honestly, I go on dating sites just to find these because they're a riot. I saw one where a woman, in great detail, wrote about her C-section.
Oh.
Yeah, pleasant.
We want to know about that.
We all do. I saw one where a man posted a photo of his infected foot. That was
really
nice. Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah, so oversharing, I think they call it. And you say keep it concise. So what generally, like if you're doing your Twitter profile, it makes you be concise.
Yeah.
But in other places, you could go on forever. How do you know when enough is enough?
I suggest about 250 words.
Okay.
I think that's long enough to say what you have to say and get attention, but it's short enough to keep the attention. Keep in mind that people who are reading profiles are probably reading a lot of them, recruiters, employers, so you just don't want to drone on.
So it really is kind of a good opportunity to sit and say, what's unique about me? What experience have I had? What is different? If somebody is looking at 100 different things, why would they remember me instead of somebody else?
Exactly.
It's a good exercise.
Yeah.
And you say don't overcomplicate the message, so don't try to stuff too many things in there.
Yeah, I think especially with the professional profile, people think that using big words or creative terminology will make them stand out or seem important. I saw one where somebody wrote, I'm a people compeller. And I didn't know what that
sounds bad.
I have no idea what that means. I'm like, okay.
They're motivational, I guess, but a people compeller.
I have no idea. Honestly, it lost the flow. I was confused and I moved on.
So it's okay to be conversational.
Very, very definitely, especially because of the social media influence. It's time to be a little bit more casual and conversational, even with your professional profiles.
And is it all right with your professional profile to add something about your family or your hobbies or your interests outside of work, or should it strictly be about your job?
It depends on your industry. actually. I mean, I've written a profile. I wrote a profile for somebody who was a VP of an electronics company, and we talked about the fact that he had wanted to be a punk rocker when he was younger, and he ended up taking.
Which would make me like him.
It was adorable. It was so funny. He said he had the hair, he had the pants, he just didn't know how to fix his guitar. So he took an electronics course, and then a new passion was born. So
sometimes it fits into your professional profile. Well, I love reading your examples, and these are great bits of advice, and you get to know yourself better in the process. So thank you very much. You can find more information about Kate, including the tips she shared today, and some examples of great profiles. Just visit our website for that. Thank you again.
Thank
Happy
you
New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year. Still ahead, a book celebrates unique coffee houses across Western Washington. We're going to meet the author and share a good surprise for the audience. But first, one of our all-time favorite singers returns to New Day. Vicki Martinez performs right here when we come back. There she is. She's all ready.